On the news around the world tonight, President Tinubu reads Riot Act to terrorists in Strong Democracy Day message. Governor Makinde says Orire hostages still within Oyo National Park. 3 killed in Ukraine-Russia cross-border attacks. Good evening, and thank you for joining us on the news around the world. I am Josephine Oluwabumi, and on the sign language corner is Shakirat Ogundeji. President Tinubu has issued one of his strongest warnings yet to bandits, kidnappers, and sponsors of terrorism, declaring that those who continue to threaten Nigeria's peace and security will face the full force of the law. In a hard-hitting Nationwide Democracy Day broadcast message today aimed at criminal elements across the country, the president said the window for surrender and repentance would not remain open indefinitely. His comments come amid recurring debates over the identity of criminal groups and concerns that insecurity could deepen ethnic divisions in the country. However, even as he vowed decisive action against perpetrators of violence, President Tinubu cautioned Nigerians against politicizing insecurity or attaching criminality to any ethnic group. The president expressed confidence that Nigeria would ultimately overcome its security challenges and emerge stronger. For many Nigerians, June 12 is more than a date on the calendar. It is a symbol of the nation's democratic struggle and a moment for reflection on the progress made and the challenges that remain. Analysts say the significance of the day lies not only in remembering the sacrifices of pro-democracy activists, but also in renewing the collective commitment to democratic values, national unity, and good governance. In this report, Olamide Olabi examines the significance of June 12 and Nigeria's democratic journey over the years, and the report is presented by Adebayo Abdurrafi.
June 12 remains a watershed in Nigeria's democratic history, symbolizing the struggle for freedom, justice, and the right of citizens to freely choose their leaders. The date commemorates the annulled June 12, 1993 presidential election, widely regarded as the freest and fairest in Nigeria's history. It also serves as a reminder of the sacrifices made by pro-democracy activists and ordinary Nigerians in the quest for democratic governance. Since the return to civilian rule in 1999, Nigeria has recorded notable democratic achievements, including uninterrupted democratic governance, regular elections, and the gradual strengthening of democratic institutions. Despite these gains, challenges such as insecurity, corruption, electoral issues, and economic hardship continue to test the resilience of the nation's democracy and affect public confidence in governance. Speaking with BCOS News, public affairs analyst Fatai Adeshokon said the spirit of June 12 has played a significant role in deepening democratic consciousness among Nigerians. According to him, the struggle reinforced the rejection of military rule and strengthened the belief that political leadership should emerge through credible, free, and fair elections. He added that while some June 12 activists remained active in public life and continue to advocate democratic ideals, the impact of others on contemporary governance has become less visible.
Political consciousness has now actually evolved to an extent. We say no to military rule, either you are in APC, PDP, APM, NDC, whatever. There is a general consensus that we are going to poll and even winner will emerge. Unlike before. Before you say Jack Robinson, hello fellow Nigerians, somebody has taken over. But as it is now, the spirit of June 12 has actually evolved and provoked our thoughts towards consciousness of democratic rule in our country. But as for me, I'm not seen spirit of June 12 activism in governance so far in the last 3 years. What can be done better is democratic decision has to be changed. And we are looking forward to poll in the next 6-7 months. Then Nigerians have opportunity of, through the ballots, speaking again through the ballots. Then we can actually have change of guard at all levels.
Also speaking, A participant in the June 12 struggle, Dr. Wale Fashakin stressed the need for government at all levels to remain committed to policies that improve the welfare of the people. Dr. Fashakin noted that the ideas championed by the late Chief Mashood Kashimawo Olawa
for Nigeria money. My advice is that one is to address the insecurity in Nigeria. We have the capacity to address it. It's becoming alarming and it's becoming getting out of hand. Secondly, is you look for a way of elevating the suffering of Nigeria. Look for a way of how this oil price could come down. We own the crude oil. The crude oil belongs to Nigeria. It can reduce it by asking the NNPC to supply crude oil to Dangote at Nigerian price.
The stakeholders emphasized that future elections provide another opportunity for Nigerians to strengthen democracy by electing credible leaders committed to national development and the welfare of the people. They maintained that active citizen participation and accountability remain essential to achieving the ideals for which the June 12 struggle was fought.
As Nigeria marks 27 years of uninterrupted democratic governance, stakeholders have called for renewed commitments to transparency, accountability, and good governance as key ingredients for strengthening democracy and improving the living conditions of the citizens. In this report, Olamide Olabi examines Nigeria's democratic journey and the gains, challenges, and expectations of the people. The report is presented by Adebayo Abdurafi.
Nigeria's return to democratic rule in 1999 marked a significant turning point in the nation's history, bringing an end to years of military administration and restoring constitutional governance and citizens' participation in the electoral process. Over the past 27 years, the country has conducted successive elections, witnessed peaceful transitions of power, and recorded increased political awareness among its citizens. These achievements are widely regarded as important milestones in Nigeria's democratic development. Despite these gains, concerns persist over issues such as insecurity, economic hardship, corruption, unemployment, and electoral irregularities, raising questions about the extent to which democracy has translated into improved welfare for the people. Speaking with BCOS News, public affairs analyst Fatai Adeshokun acknowledged the progress made since 1999, but stressed that Nigeria still has considerable work to do in strengthening democratic institutions and delivering effective governance. According to him, while the country deserves credit for sustaining democratic rule, greater efforts must be directed towards ensuring that citizens enjoy the true dividends of democracy.
I think there will be excuse for the electorates. If you see what is going on in the country, the economy is not smiling, and a given electorate can easily be manipulated. So you cannot force the electorate to an extent. A bag of rice, how much today? How much is a kilogram of gas if you want to buy today? People are now turning to charcoal in the last 2 months. So you cannot blame the electorate. The government, the political office holders, they are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Go to Abuja, MD of Parastatal, 600 million bulletproof jeep. What are they doing for ordinary Nigerians? Schools, healthcare, nothing to write them about. So I think for now, we can't blame the electorates. People in public office should do the needful and let us enjoy the dividend of democracy.
Also speaking on Nigeria's democratic experience, a former member of the Oyo State House of Assembly, Honorable Taiwo Ibrahim, emphasized the need to strengthen the nation's electoral system in order to restore public confidence in the democratic process. He expressed concern that many Nigerians continue to grapple with poverty and economic challenges, arguing that the political elite must become more responsive to the realities facing ordinary citizens.
1999, we have had about 6 different elections. It wasn't that we did not have problem with those elections. For instance, the 2003 election, somebody told us, another statesman said it was going to be naira for naira and dollar for dollar. And so it was so. It was really brutal. That particular time, some people lost their life, especially youth corpers. I will collect in Niger State. That happened there. So that is to say that what happened in 1964 happened in 1983, also happened in 2003. But fortunately for us,
democracy was not truncated. In 2007, the winner of that election, the presidential election, was even sincere enough to come out and tell us that, look, this election that brought me in was brought with irregularities. It was sincere enough. And that actually brought a new order in our electoral system. And since then, we have been having a new order, which means the Nigerians have learned their lessons. That, look, the military should not in any way truncate or interrupt our democracy again.
The stakeholders expressed optimism that with responsible leadership, stronger institutions, and active citizen participation, Nigeria's democracy will continue to evolve and deliver greater benefits to the people.
The annulment of the June 12, 1993 presidential election has been attributed to a lack of political will and commitment to a genuine democratic transition. This was the position of an associate professor of the political science at the University of Ibadan, Dr. Stephen Lafenwa, and a legal practitioner, Honorable Lanre Aguru, during a discussion on the topic, June 12, 1993, Lessons for the 2027 polls on BCOS Current Affairs Breakfast Program, AM 120. Our reporter, Fidora Afolagboye, who monitored the program, reports.
June 12, 1993 remains a defining moment in Nigeria's democratic history, reminding citizens of the importance of credible elections and the dangers of political interference in the electoral process. As the country prepares for the 2027 general elections, the lessons of June 12 on voter mandate, transparency, accountability, and democratic resilience continue to resonate. Speaking on BCOS Current Affairs Breakfast Program, AM 120, Associate Professor of Political Science at the University of Ibadan, Dr. Stephen Lafenwa, described the annulment of the June 12 election as a deliberate move aimed at prolonging the administration of former military president General Ibrahim Babangida. He said, one of the major lessons from the June 12 struggle is the need for resilience, noting that Nigerians united in opposition to military rule.
In this case, it was government that formed the political party, not only formed the political party, wrote their manifesto for them, established their headquarters for them, selected the chairman of each party, selected the secretary of each party.
Also speaking on the program, legal practitioner and former member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Lanre Aguru, described Nigeria's current democratic experience as a quasi-democracy. According to him, although Nigerians now enjoy greater freedoms than under military rule, concerns remain about whether electoral outcomes truly reflect the will of the people. Honorable Aguru acknowledged significant improvement in voter education and political awareness since 1993, but noted that challenges such as vote buying and vote selling continue to undermine electoral credibility and weaken public trust in the democratic process.
As a democracy is, of course, it's not a stone cast anyway. That means, but in a situation where elections or the votes of the people don't really count, the manipulations of those who are in power is actually what count. So, in essence, the excitement should not be there. But the most important thing is that, okay, we have some freedoms, or we are freer than we were when we were under military rule.
The guest called on Nigerians to draw inspiration from the sacrifices and struggles associated with the June 12 movement by actively participating in the democratic process. They also urged political actors and aspirants to demonstrate greater commitment to democratic ideals, good governance, and national development. Fidora Afolagboye, BCOS News.
We shall now go for a short commercial break. Please stay with us.
Wearing many hats takes a lot out of you. You always need all the nourishing goodness you can get. Especially if you're someone like me that is a foodie. The ultimate meal companion, a PhD student. rich in B vitamins for focus. Yes, we all need it, because every side of you deserves to be nourished.
When malaria knocks you down, you can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys!
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria. Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on malaria gone.
The home is under attack, but not for long, because Hypo is here. Dirty floors and surfaces.
Not on our watch.
Dirty and stains the video shakara. We got the remedy, original palasa. Hypo, go hypo.
Germs always find a way back.
No greed. Protect every day with Hypo.
Our bodies get serums, washes, lotions, cleansers, scrubs, but underarms only get deodorant. That's why our new breakthrough formula contains pure hyaluron and vitamin C to deeply care for your underarms for a softer and even skin tone in 2 weeks. With 72-hour sweat and odor protection, try the new Nivea Derma Control Natural Tone, because your underarms deserve more. Nivea is for skin.
The joys of life are found in moments. Moments that makes us wonder, then fill our hearts with laughter. Moments we risk it all for a craving, but the reward makes it all worth it. Moments when you remind everyone of your greatness. Moments when you feel like you need a hero. Then you realize you're the hero you've always needed.
Collect 10 unique moments and win big in the My Indomie Moments promo.
Progress no dey happen just like that. It dey come from support when you need am.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na money point o.
Money point, thank you.
Customer, na transfer abi? Confirm.
Bro, na transfer.
Na money point oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land as Sure Banker. Progress na small win where the carry person go far.
No worry, yourself go make am. Come go buy ball.
Victor, even you dey use money point?
Of course now, they use money point.
Confirm.
Money point, made for your progress.
You're welcome back. Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, today provided a fresh update on efforts to rescue the school children and their teachers abducted by suspected bandits in Yawota and Auru and Siele communities in Orire local government area of the state. Makinde, in his newsletter number 140, released today, said the abductees are still within the Old Oyo National Park, adding that the victims remain the focus of the ongoing security operations. The governor noted that it has been 27 days since the students and teachers were forcibly taken from their schools, leaving their families and communities in distress and uncertainty. He acknowledged the pain and anxiety being experienced by the affected families, acknowledging that assurances and promises might offer little comfort as the days continue to pass. The governor therefore urged residents to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activity through the state's toll-free citizens inquiry number 615, assuring the public that all credible reports would receive prompt attention. He also cautioned against the circulation of unverified information regarding the abduction, warning that misinformation can compromise ongoing rescue efforts and hinder security operations. The Oyo State Police Command has arrested 2 suspects for unlawful possession of 250 live cartridges. The suspects, identified as 35-year-old Ganiu Sadiq and 23-year-old Salawuddin Sharif, both residents of Komo, were providing timely information to security agencies to support the fight against crime and criminality. The Oyo State Police Command has recovered a hijacked tanker truck abandoned by suspected criminals in the Ile-Igbon area of Oyo State. According to a statement by the police public relations officer, DSP Ayonlade Olayinka, the vehicle was recovered following credible intelligence received by operatives of the command. Preliminary investigations revealed that the DAF tanker truck had been left unattended for several days after the suspects allegedly abandoned it upon realizing that security operatives were closing in on them. Police inquiries later confirmed that the vehicle had been hijacked by armed criminals along the Ijebu-Ode axis of Ogun State, and both the driver and owner verified the incident and ownership. The Oyo State Police Command stated that it is working with the Ogun State Police Command to complete procedures for the release of the vehicle, while efforts continue to track and arrest the fleeing suspects. Another commercial break. Please stay tuned.
All right, everyone, no put your ears. Make we talk. Time don't reach to rearrange his house to give us small wisdom. Shots might be fresh now, but you know, I beg no be so. Before I go talk, say our smile no reach. Make not think I'm twice so. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world?
Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection unlocks 24 hours cavity defense. The formula boost with calcium for lifelong smiles.
Mom, it's a time to brush. No more cover mouth.
Colgate for 24 hours maximum cavity protection.
The home is under attack, but not for long, because Hypo is here. Dirty floors and surfaces.
Not on our watch.
Dirty and stains no fit do us shakara. We got the remedy, original palasa. Hypo, go hypo.
Germs always find a way back.
No green. Protect every day with Hypo.
Wearing many hats takes a lot out of you. You always need all the nourishing goodness you can get. Especially if you're someone like me that is a foodie. The ultimate meal companion. A PhD student. Rich in B vitamins for focus. Yes, we all need it. Because every side of you deserves to be nourished.
You're welcome back. Every June 12, World Day Against Child Labor is celebrated all over the world to raise awareness about the millions of children engaged in work that deprives them of their childhood, education, health, and overall development. Despite global efforts to eliminate the practice, child labor remains a major challenge in many developing countries, including Nigeria. In this special report, Folashade Akintola examines the causes, consequences, and solutions to child labor. Here are the details of the report.
Across many communities, children are seen hawking goods on busy road, working in markets, farms, workshops, and other environments that expose them to various forms of dangers. While some parents view such activities as a means of supporting family income, experts warn that child labor often denies children the opportunity to learn, grow, and realize their full potential. According to International Labour Organization ILO, millions of children worldwide remain trapped in hazardous and exploitative labor, threatening their physical, emotional, and psychological well-being. Speaking with BCOS News on this social menace, a child protection advocate, Dr. Gregory Egbado, identified poverty and family instability as major factors driving child labor in Nigeria and world at large. He explained that economic hardship often compel parents to involve children in income-generating activities, while dysfunctional family structure further expose children to exploitation. On the role of community in addressing child labor, Dr. Egbado emphasized the need for collective responsibility. He advocated a broader skipper's approach in which community members provide support, counseling, and assistance to vulnerable families.
It's important we celebrate the World Against Child Labor to bring awareness, because many people assume that it's my child, can do anything I want that child to do, and that affects the well-being of that child. ignorantly they don't know. And so as we celebrate, we create awareness, we do preventions, and make also people to know that it's actually an infringement on the rights of children. Every child within our community is allowed to go to school, encouraged to go to school, or learn a vocation. Any child you see is not in school, or not learn a vocation, do something about it. So it's a community response thing, and that should be actually, that's the way to go. Or everybody's hand must be on deck. Any child that is angry and ask questions.
Also speaking with BCOS News, Information Officer on Child Labor at Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, Mrs. Titilayo Oyebamiji, explained that World Day Against Child Labor was established by the LIO in 2000 to draw global attention to the plight of children engaged in labor. Mrs. Oyebamiji further described rising inflations and inadequate social protection system as some of the major factors putting children out of classroom and into labor.
Child labor has a lot of impact on children. Basically, child labor can impact their education negatively. It can affect their health. We can see a lot of children carrying a weight that is more than theirs. For example, a child working in a brick industry, you know that this would definitely deform the growth of the child. The child can develop maybe back hunches or even chest hunches that would make the child deformed. Also, children that work in factories without protective gears, they can be exposed to harmful chemicals that can mar their health in a very bad way. To see to it that communities in our localities, in our states, understand the harmful things that child labor can do.
She added that government has continued to implement measures aimed at reducing child labor through poverty alleviation programs, policy interventions, and the establishment of the National Steering Committee on Child Labor. Stakeholders believe that ending child labor requires collaboration among governments, parents, schools, religious institutions, community leaders, and civil society organizations. They stress that every child deserves access to education, healthcare, protections, and opportunity for personal development. The message from stakeholders is clear: educate every child, protect every child, empower every child, and end child labor for a better tomorrow. Folashade Akintola, BCOS News.
Another timeout. Please don't go away.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. Get whiter teeth with a new Pepsodent Natural Charcoal Toothpaste.
The joys of life are found in moments. Moments that makes us wonder, then fill our hearts with laughter. Moments we risk it all for a craving, but the reward makes it all worth it. Moments when you remind everyone of your greatness. Moments when you feel like you need a hero. Then you realize you're the hero you've always needed.
Collect 10 unique moments and win big in the My Indomie Moments promo.
Supra Malt Multivitamin Junior. Supra Malt Multivitamin Junior. Being mommy simplified.
My skin is my identity, my strength. It's unique and deserves care made specially for me. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow, enriched with 95% pure vitamin C and pulp extract. For visibly radiant and even-toned skin in just 2 weeks. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow, for your shade of beautiful.
Thanks for being there. Pastor Olubamiji Adeosun has been inaugurated for a second 5-year tenure as the General Overseer of the Church of God, Nigeria. The inauguration ceremony was held alongside the ordination of new national officers, area officers, pastors, elders, deaconesses, evangelists, as well as the retirement of some clerics. Staff reporter Gwemisola Adebayo reports that the event took place at the church headquarters in Beyeruka, Ibadan.
Members of the Church of God Nigeria from across the country gathered at the church headquarters in Beyeruka, Ibadan for the inauguration, ordination, and retirement service of clerics within the church. The event, themed Flying with Divine Speed, brought together ministers, church leaders, and members in a celebration marked by worship, thanksgiving, and spiritual renewal. A major highlight of the occasion was the inauguration of Pastor Olubamiji Adeosun for a second 5-year tenure as the General Overseer of Church of God Nigeria.
I will preach, teach, and live according to the truth without compromise.
In his inaugural address, Pastor Olubamiji Adeosun expressed gratitude to God and members of the church for the confidence reposed in him. He pledged to continue working towards the growth of the church, the advancement of the gospel, and the strengthening of its mission across the country.
Whatever achievement we have made, it is due to God that enabled us. The people believe that we have done enough to deserve another term.
The service also featured the ordination of the Deputy General Overseer, Pastor Amos Akibowale, national officers, area officers, pastors, elders, deaconesses, and evangelists who were charged to remain steadfast in their calling and uphold the doctrines and values of the church. Speaking with BCOS News, the newly inaugurated Deputy General Overseer, Pastor Amos Akibowale, Chairman of the Planning Committee, Pastor Bolariwa Oladejo, and the National Secretary of Women's Fellowship, Deaconess Omodesola Braimo, and the area overseer as well as the team leader of the media department, Pastor Yemi Ogunkomi, described the re-election of the General Overseer as a reflection of his dedication, commitment, and exemplary leadership over the years. They also called for unity, holiness, and selfless service in advancing the work of God.
This is one of its kind. We always pray for the progress and the mighty hand of God for moving the Church of God higher from glory to glory.
I'm witness transformation, rapid transformation and progress of the church. In fact, we have never witnessed such a progress in the church. He has achieved so much.
He has been a man of the people. He has been a man that welcomed developments, very progressive. He has, in his time, we have experienced expansion. We have experienced progress.
My message for the reader is that, as the moderator has rightly said, they are retiring administratively and they are not retiring spiritually.
The spiritually uplifting ceremony featured prayers, worship sessions, and goodwill messages from church leaders and members who pledged their support for the church's leadership and vision. The event marked another significant milestone in the history of the Church of God Nigeria, reaffirming its commitment to spiritual growth, evangelism, and community development. Bimsola Adebayo, BCOS News.
We now move on to our sports segment.
Good evening and welcome to the sports segment of the evening news. My name is Toby Ajowale.
The Oyo State government has suspended the entire technical crew and management of Crown Football Club with immediate effect. The decision follows the team's performance in the last season's Nigeria National League NNL, where the Agility Warriors finished 7th in the Conference B with 16 points from 16 matches. They only secured their league status on the final day. The freeze program took place today, Friday, June 12th, while the prestigious FIFA Members Association's Elite Referees course begins on Monday, June 15th and runs until June 18th. A total of 54 young referees are participating and the Young Talent Program, which ran alongside the beach soccer course. 50 elite referees are expected for the senior course. FIFA has deployed top instructors, including Zimbabwe's Felix Tangawarima, to lead the sessions. Meanwhile, in the ferry opening match at the Azteca Stadium, co-host Mexico defeated South Africa amid a flurry of red cards. Brazilian referee Wilton Sampaio sent off 3 players, South Africa's Yaya Sitole and Themba Zwane, and Mexico's Cesar Montes. Mexico took the lead in the 9th minute through Julian Quinones and sealed the victory with a powerful header from veteran striker Raul Jimenez. In the other group stage opener, South Korea came from behind to beat Czech Republic 2-1. Substitute Oh Hyun-gyu scored the winner in the 80th minute after Yang Im-beom had cancelled out Ladislav Krejci's opener. Kim Seong-gyu produced crucial late saves to secure the win, South Korea's first opening victory in 4 World Cup appearances. Finally, in sport news tonight, Real Madrid has officially reappointed Jose Mourinho as head coach on a 3-year deal. The 63-year-old Portuguese returns to the Bernabeu 13 years after his first spell, with the club paying Benfica 15 million euros in compensation. Mourinho will begin work when the squad reports for the pre-season on July 13th. Club president Florentino Perez, who was re-elected earlier this month, had promised the move. Mourinho's previous tenure at Real Madrid yielded 1 La Liga title, a Copa del Rey and a Spanish Super Cup. He most recently guided Benfica to an unbeaten La Liga Portugal season.
And that will be all. And it's back to news around the world. My name is Toby Ajwali.
3 people have been killed in the border region between Russia and Ukraine, according to officials. This comes as the 2 sides launched attacks on each other in the latest exchange of fire. Foreign desk editor Khadija Lawal compiled the story and others as presented by Bimbo Akmavi.
In Russia, 2 civilians were killed and 2 wounded in the region of Bryansk after Kiev struck the settlement of Suzemka with artillery, acting Governor Egor Kovalchuk said in a post on Telegram on Friday. The drone also hit an apartment building in Russia's central region of Tatarstan, injuring 3 people, while industrial facilities were hit. Regional head Rustam Minikhanov said on the Telegram messaging app. Production work was not suspended, however, and he added that it did not identify any plans. The region is home to key oil processing and petrochemical facilities, among others. Russia's city of Togliatti, home to the country's biggest car maker, Avtovaz, also came under a drone attack overnight. Samara Region Governor Vyacheslav Fedorishev said on Telegram on Friday, Russia said its forces are taking control of the settlement of Pryut, about 25 kilometers, that is about 15.5 miles, southwest of the city of Kramatorsk in the Donetsk region of Ukraine. An Israeli air raid on the small village of Al-Bayad in Lebanon's Tyre district injured 1 person as attacks continue despite the United States brokered ceasefire. Lebanon's national news agency, NNA, reported that the attack occurred on the main street near the Ali Kamal Suleiman Volunteer Center, which is affiliated with the Al-Risala Health Ambulance Association. The injured person was then taken to the hospital for treatment. The drone also hit the town of Jebchit in the Nabatiet district, while warplanes struck the arid Bebin area in the Majayun district. An Israeli army explosion also hit the plain of Kayam in Majayun, while artillery shelling hit the outskirts of Buayat al-Sayad in the Tyre district. Separately, warplanes launched attacks on the town of Kalawiya, while drones continued to fly at low altitude over the town of Bayasaliye in the Sidon district and nearby areas. In the meantime, some 1,500 Indonesian students have taken to the streets of the capital to protest against a series of economic policies by the government of President Prabowo Subianto, as Southeast Asia's biggest economy faces mounting fiscal pressures amid a global supply chain crisis. Demonstrators in Jakarta outlined 5 key demands for the government on Friday, particularly the lowering of fuel and food prices.
Masyarakat akan bersuara
ketika masyarakat tidak bisa makan, tidak bisa bekerja, tidak bisa mendapatkan penghidupan yang layak.
They also urged the government to roll back state welfare programs they say are expensive and wasteful, including Prabowo's flagship free meals and village cooperative initiatives. Called the Heading to Bankrupt Indonesia protests, demonstrators donned yellow university jackets after Friday prayers and marched towards Jakarta's central monument, the Hotel Indonesia Traffic Circle, where they gathered and voiced their frustration. Organizers told reporters that some protesters were blocked from joining by the police and military officials. Scuffles broke out as some students attempted to break through the police lines and metal barricades. Some 6,000 police and soldiers were deployed to the march. Bimbo Akombi, BCOS News.
To end the news around the world, here again are the main points. President Tinubu has issued one of his strongest warnings yet to bandits, kidnappers, and sponsors of terrorism, declaring that those who continue to threaten Nigeria's peace and security will face the full force of the law. Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde today provided a fresh update on efforts to rescue the school children and their teachers abducted by suspected bandits in Yawota and Auru Esiele communities in Orire local government area of the state. Three people have been killed in the border region between Russia and Ukraine, according to officials. BCOS TV is now on Niger TV app, and you can watch us from any part of the world. Also, BCOS website is live. Kindly visit www.bcostv.com. You can also reach us on GoTV, channel 134, and channel 113 on Star Times. Now, before I go, security is everybody's business. If you see something, say something. And that ends the news around the world. On behalf of the news crew, I say thank you very much for watching. Good night.